Well, let's open up this Templeton Community Preservation Committee meeting for the month of March 2025. First item on the agenda is the meeting minutes discussion from February. Jessica sent these minutes out and I have had a chance to review them and they looked spot on to me. Would anybody like some more time to review?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made and seconded to accept. Any discussion? Hearing none, we have one member online, so we will do a roll call vote, starting with Candace.
Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
I vote yes. George A?
Yes.
George A.
George A, yes.
And Carrie?
Carrie.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 2, admin
I
update.
have a lot of updates, actually. So the first one is that the town hall cupola signs have been hung at town hall. Well, actually, the bronze one will be hung next week. We just had to get certain screws for it. So per Bob Sozik, the project account can be closed. And you can revert the over $7,000 back to historic resources tonight if you want to make a vote.
Oh, why don't we just do that while we're going forward?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to do that.
Make a motion to close out the cupola account. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion?
The amount is $7,404.56.
And that will revert back to the fund from whence it came,
Historic.
which was the historic. Thank you. Hearing no other discussion, we'll once again do a roll call vote, starting with Candace.
Yes.
Joanne?
Yes.
I vote yes. George
Yes.
Barnes?
Yes.
And Carrie?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Awesome. I still have a few other updates for you all. So I'm sure you all know, but so sorry if any of this is repetitive, but the town administrator has resigned and his last day will be on Monday, March 17th. There are also 2 select board seats that will be expiring this fiscal year. Elected positions that are expiring must pull papers by March 27th. So the only person on this board that's an elected seat that's expiring is Joanne, which she knows about. And, you know, is there any, are you going to update any of us?
It's
You plan-
probably an appropriate place to,
Okay.
you know.
And completed papers must be submitted to the town clerk by March 31st. I think I said this at the last meeting, but the annual town meeting will be held Wednesday, May 14th.
May 14th.
Yep, Wednesday, May 14th. The town election will be held Monday, May 19th. And appointed positions that are expiring should be reappointed by their board by the end of the fiscal year, which is June 30th. For your board, that would be Conservation, Mr. Andrews, Historical, Mr. Dixon, and Assessors, Mr. Barnes. So whether you guys want your seats again or somebody else, make sure.
What day?
It has to be by June 30th. So typically your June meeting.
And that would be a 2-year appointment.
Yep. So appointed is 2 years and elected is 3 years for this board. That's it for that. And lastly, Development Services is planning an Earth Day event for Tuesday, April 22nd, which is Earth Day, to do a cleanup day at the Crotty Ave Dam, AKA the Otter River Pool, that Joanne so fondly speaks of, if that rings a bell. We've been there many a times and there's a lot of trash and debris. And it could use a really good cleanup.
Burnt rubber and all.
Yeah,
What day of the week is that?
it's a Tuesday, April 22nd. I think last year it was on a Monday. We just do it whatever,
Birthday falls.
yeah, whatever Earth Day falls on.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome. That's it for me. That was a lot.
Okay,
That's it.
that was a lot. And
If you have any questions on dates, let me know. I have it all written down.
so the next item on the agenda is the CPC Finances. We also have item 4 is current projects, and sometimes when we go through the finances, we end up talking about the project anyway, so that could happen again.
And I provided you guys in your packets with the Vadar report, and also I do the breakdown of the project accounts. You need to see anything specific.
Right, so you can see at the top of the form, well, there's the overall fund, and then there's the expenditures and revenues. We get revenue every month as tax payments are made, quarterly, we get a bigger chunk because people pay their property taxes quarterly.
Carrie, this is the one that I sent in the email if you want to follow along. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
And so you can see that the buckets that are available are listed there with 67,000 in the community housing, 56,000, this is rounded down. Historic resources, 71,000 for open space, 436,000 is the undesignated balance. And then the admin account has just under $15,000 in it. Going forward to projects, the first project listed is the conservation fund. That's at 8,000. There has been some discussion about perhaps the conservation commission and open space folks, and this board might want to see that used to update the open space plan. I don't know if you have any updates on that, Carrie.
I did talk to Glenn Eaton with and he wouldn't be the direct one, but he said that they certainly would be interested in handling that project. So it's just something I need to follow up on. And then I can bring that back to the board, but my brain is soupy. He's with,
MRPC.
thank you.
Welcome.
So Carrie, to that end, perhaps Jessica could reach out to MRPC asking them for, quotation on that. Way back when John Hume was I don't know if he still works there, but he was the person that did a couple of generations ago, and there is a relationship with MRPC. Our ability to hire them is, written into law. So
I'll work on that on Monday.
Okay, yeah, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
okay, then moving on, the Boynton Library, progress is being made over there. There was originally an allocation of $70,000. Some engineering services have been done, and now there is a further engineering request to put together bid-ready documentation to do the work, which will include some renovations, realigning of the stacks to meet ADA compliance, updating the bathroom, and the funding for that. So it would go out to bid, and they have a gift account from Bequest as well as the CPC money to accomplish the project. So that is moving, and more, stay tuned for more. The next two items are the Stonebridge funds. As everybody remembers, we have submitted that to the select board for the warrant, and I believe it's already okayed, which is to close those accounts and to revert those funds back to their sources. The Baldwinville School Project, which is listed on 4 different accounts because of, a couple of different votes and different sub-accounts. They have had some action. We just heard from the lawyer for the town council indicating that there is a desire, because it's such a huge project, and our the CPA contribution of just under $2 million is on a $40 million project, and they're getting all kinds of other state allocations related to historic preservation, etc. And they have this, as you probably recall, this requirement for these types of funds to be in the form of a long-term loan. And so they're looking to roll these all into the state, all of these different, grants / loans into one account. So there needs to get some language. So lawyers are talking about it, and they haven't responded to us. We sent them a list of questions specifically, like how many other accounts are there and how does this work? But progress is being made. I believe, I know some monies have been expended related to the building inspection fees.
2 for infrastructure and 1 for the building permit application fee.
So that's exciting. Things are
Yep.
moving forward on that. And stop me if I ramble on too quickly, if there's anything anybody wants to chat about further.
Doing great.
The drape restoration, I meant to reach out to Brian. He's still waiting to get some side drapes, and that's still got $1,200 in it. So that's not done. I don't know what the deal is.
Last I spoke to him, he was waiting for the other things to get done before he did the drapes, because then he didn't want them to get dirty with all the other construction.
Okay, very
Makes
good.
sense.
Yeah, and so that's not a big rush. The tennis courts, I know Candace is working on the sign, and I think that's the last item for that.
Yeah, we just couldn't do it this week. We'll get to it in maybe a week or so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. It's ground starting to thaw, so we could even think about putting one in the ground. Let's see, the cupola, we just voted to close. That's done. The Grange Hall bathrooms, that's been zeroed out, so that will disappear.
Yep.
Baptist Common Cemetery, did we vote to close that one last month? Oh, is it?
I thought we did.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Yeah, so
So that
Jessica will look
just,
into
that just means that the accountant hasn't done it.
Yeah,
So I'll just follow up with the accountant.
obviously, you
Yep.
know, this is an accounting thing that's not the whole
Yep.
hopes of the town don't ride on getting that $9,000.
I'll just follow up
Into
with
his
it.
bucket right away, yeah. She probably had other pressing matters.
Exactly. Dolly Farm Restoration's ongoing. I know they're looking at finding the appropriate contractor to
Oh,
do some.
yeah, we had our meeting today and Emily has chosen a contractor. He's been able to, she gave him the money that we had left and he's willing to do the work for the money that we have left, which means, you know, we may need help paying for the sign because we're going to be kind of zeroing out that account to pay for the invasive treatment, but we have entered into a contract.
Okay, yeah, so as everybody on this board knows, that the sign got destroyed by an errant driver in a snowstorm, so that needs to be replaced. Unfortunately, there's no insurance coverage for that at this point. We do need to get a sign, perhaps not as big, but we'll talk about that. And we'll reach out and make a plan with the North County Land Trust to figure that out. But we may end up
That's the sign, we just put the piece on it.
glue it back together, Humpty Dumpty. Did you see all the pieces?
I don't know if we have all the pieces.
Yeah, I think we'll probably want to do a single post that's farther away from the road, so this doesn't happen again.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
That's what we thought.
Oh, good. Houghton Park is ongoing.
Yeah, the bid package and they signed the contracts and stuff, so spring, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be done before the end
All
of
the
fiscal
swings
year,
will
which
get
is
it,
the
you know,
requirement of
swing
that
set.
park grant.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. So then that's the other.
Oh, and Bob went out to get a mock-up or a quote for the sign, so he's working on that too. It's like a joint one between,
The one that Graceland had shown with
yeah,
the park.
it's
grant.
between the park grant and Community Preservation Act. So Bob's working on the sign at the same time.
Very good.
Yep.
Grange Hall lift, there's $878 left there. I know they were still waiting for that final inspection. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's happened yet. We'll have to reach out to Brian
Okay.
again.
All right.
And then the next in the big ticket item, the First Church exterior renovation, we have heard back from the deacons, the building committee. They have put together a building committee at First Church that includes some engineers and people with experience in the field. And so they are looking to go forward in this, get it on the calendar, get it going this spring. We will have a face-to-face. We did relay back to them the process by which, you know, reimbursements would be made and this, that, and the other thing, because you know, everything's a process. And so Jessica's been in contact with Mr. Hoodala,
Mhm.
as have I, and will continue to be. So once we hear something's really happening, we'll schedule a visit or whatever. And then the last item on the list is the engineering management, emergency management building, which we had Mike Dixon went to the site visit by the architects, and we just got another invoice from that, which we believe is the final step for that, but we're looking for confirmation on the final report to approve that.
It's not reflected here because I didn't proceed without confirmation
Yeah, so
from
we
anybody.
sent a request out to see if we could get a copy of the report so that we'll know that this is it. So those are all of our current projects and the finances associated. Anything anybody wants to discuss on those, or shall we move on? Let's move on to the town meeting discussion. So I'm sure everybody is aware, we had a long and productive meeting last month. We got these projects approved to go forward to the select board to get on the warrant. The one project that was with the Narragansett School District has been revoked. They decided not to pursue that, so they sent a formal note to Jessica indicating that they, at this point, withdraw that, so it won't be on the warrant.
We have to do a vote to accept the withdrawal, since we
No.
voted for the
I
project.
believe so.
But if you'd like to, we can.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept the withdrawal.
Second.
Okay, motion made and second to accept the withdrawal. Any discussion? Hearing none. We'll start with Candace on a vote.
Yes?
Joanne?
Yes.
I vote yes.
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 And Carrie?
Yes,
Okay, so we formally accept their rescission of their project. We're not gonna force it down.
The words we use, Joanne, except without.
Prejudice.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, so the other items did pass, and did the select board vote the warrant last night, or,
I don't believe so.
okay, so they'll be doing that at their.
So I have the
Offering at home.
So I did email the select board office, the email that I forwarded to all of you from Dr. Cassavant that officially said that they would rescinded. But at this point, the select board office should have our funding of the community preservations account, the CPA closure of Stonebridge accounts, the funding for Gilman Waite softball fields, and the funding for Houghton Park ball fields, which is contingent upon receiving the park grant. So they should have those four.
Yeah, and Adam had indicated that he had put them forward, and so,
And
Yeah,
then,
the
so then I
books-
followed it up with, rescinding the Narragansett Regional School District one, so I'm waiting to hear back on that, so. Just waiting for more information so I can provide it to all of you.
great.
Yeah.
So that's all we have for this annual town meeting, unless there's anything anybody else would like to. We'll see you there in May. And so the next item on the agenda is potential projects. If there's anything anybody would like to bring up or discuss right now, feel free. We certainly have some time. There is a special town meeting in the fall, or an annual town meeting next year, would be the likeliest candidates for things. But we've got a lot going on, but we are cleaning some of these off, which is good.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, did we say we could do signs or we can't do signs for like a park?
We could do signs for any project that is a real project and not just a sign.
Oh, like if they like flowers or something with it?
Like a community garden, like a, it really needs to be tied to the 4 categories of allowed uses, the
Mm.
preservation, the community housing, the open space and recreation. So,
Well, we have that. It's just the one that in Cumberland Farms.
oh, the Casey,
Yeah, the sign's not really great and it's, in remembrance of somebody. So I'm just wondering, that's all.
well, what I would suggest is that you find what kind of sign the family might want, and let's get a price for it, and let's see if we can raise money for it.
I found out that it wasn't sentimental, the sign itself. Like I didn't know if a family member made it. So that's as far as I got with that. So it didn't seem like there was much input other than that.
Knowing how important Mr. Casey was to the community, I believe that we could come up with the money through donations and not have to go through a
Donations. okay,
project,
Yeah,
just because it's
but
not
it
a,
totally needs it. I mean, it
Yeah.
really it's really kind of, it's like, I try my best to clean it up when I put the plants there.
Depending on the size and material that the sign's made out of, especially the CPC ones that you typically see, a few $100s, maybe 500 to
Yeah.
1,000, depending on how big
Yeah.
the material.
and
So,
since it is a town thing, I'm sure that we could get Bob's crew to perhaps do the installation.
Yeah.
Or
just
maybe
gotta-
the,
Figure out how to I don't know how you do, you get that word out. Like, how do you get the word out? I'm just trying to think about
and
it.
just,
okay, well, I could take it upon myself to reach out to the family.
Okay.
you could start a GoFundMe page.
Well, I can't, but
Oh, somebody can.
somebody can.
Somebody can.
Park and recreation can't. I mean, that would be like an independent person in the community if they wanted to do it.
Yeah. Seems like a small amount of money,
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
I'll
CPC
donate.
article.
But that's outside of this meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, any other potential projects? Like I say, we got time to do and mull things over.
Yeah.
So moving forward, then we're on to this place where we ask for any member comments or the chair. The only thing that I will share is that we did get this thing in the mail about the Mass Historical Commission. Is pleased to announce round 30 of the Massachusetts Preservation Project Fund Grant Program. It's a 50% reimbursable matching grant program to support the preservation of properties, landscapes, and sites listed in the State Register of Historic Places. Applicants must be a municipality or nonprofit organization. Please note that grant disbursement is subject to reauthorization of the capital accounts and the availability of sufficient allocated funds. This is state money, so at least we know, it might stick around, who knows? This is something we should probably share with the church, Ballinville Church, because
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one for them.
they're on the
Mm.
register.
No,
And, anyway, that's all I got. Anybody else got anything?
just a lot of wish lists and some of them don't match.
Okay, so our next meeting is scheduled for April 10th, at 7 PM, same place. And that is the last item I see on this agenda. Hence to with fourth,
Oh,
To adjourn.
motion been made. to
I
adjourn.
second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Carrie,